Hey, and welcome to the 21st level of Goldeneye 007. This is Control, and I think this may be one of the more infamous levels in Goldeneye, just because Natalya here goes from being incredibly useful in the previous level to absolutely useless in this one. So if you're playing on Secret Agent or 00 Agent, there will be turrets in this opening section, which makes things a lot more complicated. We have to be very careful. These turrets can absolutely shred through your health if you're not careful. So you can see here that I'm just sort of peeking around the corner, trying to destroy the turret without triggering it. If it triggers, it can sort of shoot you through the corner, which you really don't want. You're going to be needing as much health as you can get on this level. So we're just going to take our time here, make sure we get rid of this. Nice. So it's important that we don't take too much damage off these, because this is quite a long level and we'll be needing as much of that health as possible. It's always a good idea just to kind of peek around corners, because you can take out the turrets with a bit of careful aiming. Do be aware there are some guards here just before you start moving into the latter part of this area. They aren't triggered by the initial gunfights. And Natalya will not come out of the elevator until you've destroyed all of the hazards. Thank you, Natalya. It's almost like I could have done with assistance. So yeah, Natalya is pretty useless in this level. She is just there to be protected, and you're basically doing that for most of this level. She doesn't actually have any kind of agency in this one. So as much as you want her to be as useful as she was in Jungle, she's just not. We're just waiting for her to open up this door here. It generally opens on a randomized time, this one, but as you can see, sometimes it just happens when you're walking away from it. So as we move into this next area here, you've got to be very careful on Secret Agents and 00 Agents. A lot of the guards in this level will start using grenades if you give them the chance, and in particular in this room, a lot of the guards will throw grenades, as you can hear. So you've got to be very careful with that. I'm going to take a look at this. I imagine 99% of Goldeneye players have never even looked at that. I always just find it fun to glance up at that as we're in that room. You can see that guard was again going for a grenade. Going to take you out. There's quite a bit of ammo here that we can grab, which I'm definitely going to. So as we move into this next room here, there's a few guards dotted about. We can't go through that door yet. That actually leads to the final room, but unfortunately we can't actually access that until we've actually unlocked the door after Natalya's done. I do like the sort of architecture of this level. I love the sort of way that this base is incorporated into the rock face here, so everything kind of has that really dirty and sort of seedy underbelly look. Oh look, it's Boris. So he tries to shoot us here. Now avoid the temptation to shoot him. If you shoot him here, Natalya will not come to help you in the second part of the level, and that will fail the mission. So it's just a good idea to not shoot him. He actually runs off up the stairs here to an area with body armor, which very useful because it's one of the few times in 00 Agent difficulty where you actually get body armor. But you also want to be setting up your mines on these mainframes. You can't just shoot these mainframes, you have to actually blow them up with the mines. There's 6 of them around the level, and we'll probably not blow them up until we've actually got all the mines on. One of them can only be accessed as you're heading towards the exit, but this is where Boris runs off to, in here. So you've got some delicious body armor. Not going to say no to that, because we'll be needing that very imminently. So before we bring Natalya into this area, we actually have to deal with this room here. So this room is not particularly nice. I was kind of hoping to throw that mine in there and blow up the guards, but unfortunately I kind of missed through that mine there. So what you want to do, you just want to make sure you blow up these turrets. Now just be aware there are 2 more turrets in this room as you enter the room to the left and right, but if you run in a straight line they very rarely hit you. It's very easy to avoid them. You see there's actually a guard in here. So this is where the 5th mainframe is. So just run through here. I wouldn't bother destroying the turrets because you're never going to come back in here and they will just sort of do a lot of damage to you. That's the door we need to exit to leave this level. So now we're going to bring Natalya into this area, and I think this is the part of the level that everybody remembers. Everybody hates this because Natalya is basically going to go to the central computer terminal here, and a bunch of enemies are going to spawn around her and they're going to use her as target practice. And so many times Natalya dies in this area because guards will come out of those glass panels over there, and there's one on the other side. It's a real nightmare, this, especially if you don't understand what's happening. Luckily there is a very easy way to cheese this, and we're going to be doing that now. If you sort of stand behind this here, you'll notice that all the guards actually come running down the steps here. Provided that we kill all the guards as they're kind of making their way down the steps here, we are going to be fine. So there are 2 types of guards in this area. There's the ones who come running down the steps, and then there's the one in the black hats, like that one you just saw there. So the ones in black hats will run right towards you. They will not target Natalya, they will just run straight to you. Whereas the ones without the hats, they will sort of follow a predetermined path to one of several positions, and the idea is that you're challenged by both of them. Normally the game expects you to go and stand down with Natalya, and guards would sort of appear. Almost got through there, that wouldn't have been good. Gonna go pick up some ammo here. He was going to throw a grenade there, that would have been problematic. Oh look, my controller batteries are low. Just great times. But yeah, the main thing with this is just keep control of these stairs. If you stand by Natalya, you're going to be doing a lot more turning around. You're likely to miss something. That's one of the reasons why I don't really recommend standing down there. You can see a bunch of enemies made their way towards Natalya there. I'm going to have to go down here because this has gone a bit wrong. So you can see they kind of run up to her and they will sort of start shooting at her. So this is normally how you would do this, standing down here. Luckily I think we're close enough to the ending where like I can do this without much in the way of hazards. But you can see like you have to observe like a very large area here, so some ammo, thank you. Right, so she's done her job. The satellite is now in decay. So from this point, as long as you don't intentionally shoot her, Natalya will be fine. They don't really target Natalya at this point. So what we're going to do instead, we're just going to head towards the end of this level. It's also worth noting that these guards will not stop spawning now, so it's in your best interest to finish this level as quickly as possible. That was the final mainframe there. You do also want to make sure you're shutting doors behind you in this level. So the main thing with this level is that Trevelyan stands at the end in an elevator and shoots at you. So the longer you're running at Trevelyan, the more damage he'll do to you. So it's actually a good idea to come do what I'm doing here and just sort of walk up to him and the elevator will shut. If you don't do that, he will sort of take a lot of shots at you and it can be quite costly. Yeah, we need to finish this level here. Luckily, the exit is right here. And that's us done with Control on 00 Agent difficulty. So yeah, this level is not super difficult once you kind of work out how to get around that Natalya puzzle. I think a lot of people back in the day really struggled because the N64 controller was not the best for sort of sensitivity. So looking around, having to sort of look up and down, keep track of all the different ways enemies could come to Natalya was not the easiest. But I do actually like this level. I think it's very well designed. It's very interesting to explore. There's quite a few spaces that are really nice to kind of just look at and sort of appreciate the level of detail being put into these levels. And as you can see, we didn't take that long doing this level. It's just over 10 minutes. Most of that was with the Natalya section as well. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes to get through that, so once you kind of get that down, this level isn't that difficult on any of the difficulty settings. But now we're going to do the cheat run. So the cheat run requires us to finish this level in 10 minutes on Secret Agent difficulty. And what that means is that we still get the turrets at the start here, which is obviously not ideal. And being honest, I find this actually the biggest time waste in this level, this opening section, because you've got to be very careful. You lose too much health at the start here, you're going to struggle as the level kind of progresses. The best plan is to just take your time here, try not to go too slow, but obviously try to kind of make sure that these turrets are disposed of in a convenient way. Honestly, if Trevelyan wanted to defeat James Bond, all he needs to do is just fill his levels with this turret, and I swear to God, James Bond would have no way of actually finishing levels. So from this point, it's actually not that difficult, because on Secret Agent you don't take as much damage and you do pick up a bit more ammo when you pick up weapons, so we won't be running out of ammo in the Natalya computer section later on. But yes, it's kind of funny, if you shoot Boris when you see him later on, Natalya will actually get angry at you and she'll run off. Like the world isn't at stake. She just decides that, you know, her old fling or friend or whatever he was is just worth more than all those lives. With this section, I just kind of bullet through it. I let them sort of throw the grenades, because it makes more sense to let them sort of do that, because it might take out 1 or 2 of the enemies. So he was going for a grenade. It's actually not that difficult to get through here. I think he was pulling out a grenade as well. We'll see in a second when we pick up his weapon, because if an enemy tries to go for a grenade, you'll pick up the grenade. Yes, he did. So with 10 minutes to do this level, that seems like a lot of time, but ultimately you'll waste a lot of time sort of crawling through, trying not to get hurt by enemies. That's why it's important to find a nice balance between killing enemies and moving forward. That's why I'm not too fussed about taking too much damage from these enemies, because honestly, it's the turrets at the start that really pose the big problem. So I want to trigger this as quickly as possible. He drops his gun. I did not mean to throw the hand grenade there. That did not blow up the mainframe even. That was even worse. So there are 2 guards up here, but honestly, we can just ignore them for the most part. And I know someone in the chat is going to say, you could do this after you've let Natalya escape. You could, but here's the thing. You're going to have more enemies spawning in. They're going to be constantly spawning in. They're going to be shooting us from behind. I would just rather sort of deal with them now. There we go. Need to get the right gun out here. So yeah, the best idea here is just to take out these turrets from the back here. There we go. I'm just going to run through here. There's no point in... Oh. I'm assuming he's already dead. So now that we've planted that final mine, we can bring Natalya in here. So again, we're going to be following the same tactic as last time. We're not going to be going down to stand with Natalya. We're just going to stand up here. Except this time I'm going to be a bit more liberal with my rifle use, because I was trying to save ammo on 00 Agent difficulty. Don't let me down, Natalya. Don't let me down. It'd be so easy. It would be so easy, let me tell you. So here we go. As long as we guard these stairs pretty well, there's not much that the game can do to surprise us. The guards that shoot at Natalya don't spawn from downstairs, they always spawn on the 3rd floor. We could theoretically go up to the 3rd floor and shoot them up there, but I don't know, like I just feel like if we do that, we're leaving ourselves open to being attacked unnecessarily, whereas here, the guards won't shoot us even when they're coming down the stairs, because that little railing in front of us actually blocks them from seeing us. You think it could be a bit quieter? No, I don't, Natalya, actually. I really don't. It's these guards that are the most annoying, because they kind of home in on you, not on Natalya. And they can spawn, like, around the room as well, so you're not always aware of their presence until they're shooting at you. You have to remember that back in the day, when people were playing on those N64 controllers, they were not ideally suited for FPS games. The N64 controller was very weird to hold, so being able to move like this with using dual analogs is a big step up, which is probably why this seems a lot easier than it was back in the day. But trust me, this level caused so much frustration for people over the years. You can see Natalya's pretty much got a blissful time down there. She's just listening to us in the distance, shooting all these guards. These poor guards with all their families at home. There you go, so Natalya's done it. So we can leave Natalya now. We don't really need to worry about her too much. So really now it's about us just getting out of the level as quickly as possible. Done the worst thing. That guard there, we've only got a little amount of health as well, so that's not good. I've just done the worst thing as well. I've opened this door so that guard can now shoot at me. So I've just got to be really careful in this room, because there are a lot of guards who shoot you from across the way here. Luckily, if you just run up to Trevelyan, he just shuts the door. Oh, are we going to do this? Just let me in the exit, let me in the exit. Have we done it? Excellent. 7 minutes 48. That's actually really good. You can see my best time is 7 minutes 16. So we weren't that far off my best pace on that level, to be honest. But yes, Control is pretty fondly / horribly remembered, depending on your experiences with this one. Personally, I don't think it's that difficult to level. It's just quite a long level compared to some of the others that we've played. So, you know, it's a fine level in my opinion. It looks really nice. It's really fun to play through, and yeah, definitely one of the better levels in Goldeneye, I would say. So the next level is Caverns. It's a level. We will definitely be talking about it because I have thoughts about it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of Control. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Did you ever get the cheat for this one? And thank you very much for watching.